My family got to spend a month in the beautiful Costa Rica, which is located in the central part of Central America, with Nicaragua to the north and Panama to the south. There is around 5 million people that live in Costa Rica, 1 million of those being Nicaraguan immigrants who have come to search for work or a more stable life. Costa Rica has many microclimates, so it might be raining where you are, but sunny 15 minutes down the road. We personally experienced sunny mornings and rainy afternoons. It was surprisingly cool in the city of San Jose in the mornings and evenings. We even found ourselves wearing hoodies, and we never turned on our AC. We spent a morning at a local wildlife refuge center, which was really cool for our kids.
I got a butterfly!
What color is it?
I don't know.
There were tons of birds, different parrots, monkeys, and even farm animals like cows and pigs. It was overpriced in our opinion. We spent $100 for 2 adults, 3 kids, and we were only there an hour and a half. We did have the whole place to ourselves, so that kind of made it worth it. We also took a trip up to the POTHOLES volcano, which was beautiful, but you have to get your tickets before you go. We paid $14 per ticket, and then they guide you. So you have to wear a safety helmet, and then you can only spend about 20 minutes at the lookout. I was not expecting this walk or these helmets or having to buy tickets. It's all been an adventure. That's travel.
I'm almost there. The air's a little thinner up here, but we're making it. Wow. Here come the clouds. What do you guys think of this?
I think it's still an update.
Okay.
It's actually water.
I definitely thought it was worth it. It was so beautiful. We could only stay 20 minutes because of COVID restrictions, but it was pretty. Did you like the volcano?
Yeah.
Yeah. We spent a few weeks in the region of Guanacaste, which is on the Pacific side, and it is the driest and hottest part of Costa Rica. And I mean hot. We were surprised by the number of mosquitoes. Seriously, we felt sometimes like we were getting eaten alive. So be sure to pack your bug spray and your sunblock. Also, if you're driving in Costa Rica, well, have fun.
Oh my gosh, this road is nuts. You can't even see any like...
So dangerous, but so many bikers.
The light's still on, it's so dark.
No, I'm just kidding. But the roads are not the best. There's a lot of construction going on. Our family took a trip from the beach and wanted to go back to the city center. And our GPS said 4 hours. And we were like, okay, not so bad. But it took us over 6. Often we were just stopped on the road because of construction and we couldn't go anywhere. So just be aware. And also there's a lot of potholes and the roads can sometimes be steep and narrow. But we had rented a 4x4, which we didn't regret. Traveling with your own car, in my opinion, is the best way to do it because you can be spontaneous, you can stop when you need to, and it just gives you more freedom. So it was totally worth it for us to rent a car. Of course, one of our favorite things when we travel is trying the local foods. Costa Rica has good food. My favorite was the gallo pinto, which is a combination of rice and beans. And actually, I filmed a whole YouTube video with Costa Rican foods with another Costa Rican YouTuber, Araya Vlogs. So be sure to go check that out. I would also recommend trying casado, which is a typical Costa Rican dish where you can get fish or meat, and then you have your plantains, a little salad, and of course, rice and beans. We ate a ton of fruit, lots of papaya, bananas, avocados, and they were all super fresh and super tasty. We had heard before that traveling to Costa Rica was expensive. We were surprised over and over again by the prices. Even to get into the country, to get your stamp, you have to show health insurance. So I believe we paid $200 for my family of 5 for about 1 month in Costa Rica, which isn't terrible. But to see anything like the national parks, the waterfalls, the volcanoes, the zoos, you always have to pay. And the price is always a lot more for tourists than for the locals. And there's always somebody just there willing to guide you into the parking spaces and then watch your car while you're at the place, but they expect money. So sometimes we would give them 50 cents and they would just look at us like, no, that's not enough. But you don't have to pay them, but we always would pay them something. And also eating out in restaurants, you can expect to pay American prices, $8 to $15 per meal. At least all the restaurants that we went to, that's what we paid. We bought a lot of groceries, which also are American prices or up to 30% more, which was shocking. Of course, the local fruit stands on the side of the road are more affordable, but expect to pay at least American prices or more. It is worth noting that you can pay with your credit card almost everywhere. ATM machines are everywhere in the shopping centers and the city centers. There's a lot of banks. So it's good to have a little cash on hand, but we primarily used our credit cards. We did a really cool outing to Cañón de la Vieja Adventure Lodge. We paid $60 per adult and we did zip lining on over 8 different zip lines over the jungle and over the river. And we went tubing down the river, a guided tour, because it was a little scary sometimes. And our package also included lunch overlooking the river, a really good lunch. And our favorite spot was the spa. So we stood there and we got painted with this volcanic mud, which really smelled, but we felt like it did detox our body and our skin was a lot softer after. And then we went in the sauna and then the hot and cold pools. We loved it so much that we spent 2 hours there. So I would highly recommend that. When we went, it felt like a private spa because there was hardly anyone there. Okay, there was one thing in Costa Rica that was free, the beaches. So we went to the beach a lot. It was always a win-win. Our kids loved playing in the sand. We spent a whole week in Playas del Coco, which had amazing sunsets, always just spectacular, overlooking the ocean. Kids would play in the sand. Sometimes we would have a sunset swim. Sometimes the waves were really high though, and it was too scary for the kids. And then I would say go to Playa Penca. That was my favorite beach in the whole region. It reminded me a lot of Hawaii with the black rocks, and then you can hike out on the rocks and just get stunning views, see a lot of sea creatures, a lot of crabs. It feels like a private beach because you have to hike down. It's a 10-minute hike, but the views are amazing. And there's not usually a ton of people there. So it almost feels like a private little beach getaway, at least the times that we went. Overall, I would recommend traveling to Costa Rica. I think, yeah, definitely go check it out. The people are kind. I felt safe the whole time. The food is good and the beaches are beautiful. But just bring a little more money than you think you may need unless you're planning on camping on the beach. So those are our tips. That was our experience of our time in Costa Rica. Be sure to comment below. Have you been to Costa Rica? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite beach? I always love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.